Welcome back to the channel. This is Football Temple brought to you by Azar Studios. The 2024 Women African Cup of Nations kickoff this weekend in Morocco. The Nigerians women's senior national team, the Super Falcons, will be aiming for the La Decima. Mission X, as the Nigerian Football Federation have tagged it for the girls. Nigeria will be led by the indigenous coach in the person of Justin Madugu. The Falcons last won the title 5 years ago right now, when they won the title in the year 2020 in Cameroon, which was of course played in 2021. But the Falcons lost the title 3 years ago in 2022 when it was hosted by Morocco, losing to the Banyana Banyana, who went on to win that competition by beating Morocco in the final. Joining me is the Bishop as we look at the chances of the Nigerian women's senior national team, the Super Falcons, at the Women WAFCON. Yes, not AFCON, Women WAFCON. Of course, Women AFCON, if you love to call it that way. The WAFCON, then the Women AFCON. Anyhow you love to put it. Also, it is Mission X as Nigeria is tagging. But before we go to the Mission X, so there's another advantage to this competition is the fact that there's a brand new shining trophy. So if you put your head in that trophy, you will see your future. You will see whether your club Arsenal will win the title in the next 5 years or not. But the truth of the matter, why are you showing? Is the trophy on my head?
No, I feel agitated anyway.
Okay,
but anyway,
but it's a new trophy, and it's a more added motivation to want to win
the
first new trophy for the WAFCON in its 13th edition.
I think the girls are, like you said, the girls are fired up. They just finished their campaign, preparing for the tournament. We saw them play friendly games. They beat the Cameroonian teams 2-0 in Abeokuta. They went to Portugal and got a goalless draw. And then, of course, smacked the Black Queens of Ghana by 3-1. So that is 3 wins and a draw in the last 3 friendly games. And I'm one of those who say, okay, even if it's a friendly game, try and at least get a victory because winning is contagious ahead of the tournament proper. Like you said, heading into any WAFCON, Nigeria are always going to be favorite because, like you said, they've won it 9 times in the last 12 editions. They've got players plying their trade, in top leagues in Europe. They've got Asisat Oshoala as well, who has won the African Footballer of the Year for a record 6 times. And of course, a lot of players who play in top leagues. Paris FC, formerly of Paris, is now in Brighton. Chiamaka, Nnadozie, even some of the top names who expected to make the list. Of course, not forgetting Gift, but they already make the list because that's how well Nigeria has got some top class player plying their trade in top class teams across Europe. So Justin Madugu has proven he's not a rookie. We saw him play some games, even though when after round the World Cup left for a few stints where he was spanking things 4-5-0. Round the return, they went to the Olympics, and now he's shown that he now has to prove to you and me, and of course to football lovers in Nigeria, that he's got what it takes to tinker and of course to manage this team. So you can't head into a WAFCON without Nigeria being one of the favorite teams. I know Banyana as well are one of the top teams under Coach Dirozai Aries. Unfortunately for them, they will have no Thembi Kgatlana. She picked up an injury. She will not be available. The former African Footballer of the Year. But they've got some good players there. Linda Matoho. They've got Magai, the lady who was the top scorer last time out. They've got the beautiful goalkeeper. I love to know how much who's also that is Kaylin Swart. They've got some Mbambani from the defense. So those of the players are players who won the WAFCON some few years ago. So they're heading to the tournament, apart from the scuffle that they are having as well in terms of payment of wages and the fact
always a problem in women's football.
Always a problem where they say they have not been paid. They stopped camping, stopped training for 2 days, and the Salma said they've paid them. They say no, they've not paid them. We just want to keep playing so that we'll not lose our fitness and we'll not let the country down. So that will also be a marker when the tournament begins. But of course, they've got Morocco as well, hosted it for the first time and got to the final, got beaten by South Africa. And also going to be one of the teams to look out for. You can rule out, of course, Cameroon as well, who also has a very good name when it comes to football. So it's a kind of tough tournament, but I think the Super Falcons has got what it takes to go all out and get a victory.
Well, just to, of course, recap, the 13th Women African Cup of Nations will take place in Morocco. Nigeria has won 9 of the previous 12, with South Africa winning 1, and of course Equatorial Guinea winning twice. But the Super Falcons have never gone to back-to-back Women's African Cup of Nations without winning it. If it happens, it means Nigeria come at the end of the tournament in July will not win the women's WAFCON. Now let's talk about the Super Falcons. The Super Falcons are in Group B alongside the Eagles, the women Eagles of Tunisia, of course, Botswana, and of course the Algerian women national team. Now for the Falcons, of course, first is that we need to top our group, I beg your pardon, to advance to the next round of the competition for us to be in the right state. In Group A, there's Morocco, of course, the Atlas Lionesses of Morocco, the defending champion, the host nation, and last year's finalists, the Copper Queens of Zambia, a very tough side to watch out for. They finished 4th in the last edition. The Teranga Lionesses of Senegal.
They finished 3rd. They finished 4th.
They finished 3rd, I beg your pardon. Nigeria finished 4th in last edition. The Teranga Lionesses of Senegal, another new and interesting team. The Senegalese women
they just beat Algeria by 3 goals.
It's now growing,
It's now growing.
And of course, DR Congo, who might not be one of the strongest side, but of course also a force to reckon with. Why in Group C you've got South Africa, the Banyana Banyana defending champions, the Black Queens of Ghana, who have always, in the past, been knocking on the Nigeria's arch rivals, before it then became Cameroon, it then became Equatorial Guinea,
became Ghana,
and then became, it used to be Ghana, before it became Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, and then now South Africa, who are Nigeria's rivals for the continental title when it comes to women's football, and of course Mali, and of course a new force in women's African football that you cannot rule out, Tanzania, a team that is coming up gradually and showing that they can also be there among the best of African women football. The Falcons begin their campaign against Tunisia on Sunday. It should be a stroll in the park.
Absolutely. I think the group stages will be a stroll in the park. I don't think any of the teams, whether it's Botswana, whether it's Algeria, whether it's Tunisia, can stop the Super Falcons. Like you said, experience-wise, they're there. Quality-wise, they're there. Training, so far at least, they've got some few trainings under the belt as well, the friendly games as well. I have no doubt in my mind that they will beat Tunisia. I think they should get past the
This is Tunisia's third appearance, right?
Yeah, but even though, we know what, before recently, we know what women football war is in North Africa. I know Morocco have taken up the ante, taken it to the next level. But come on, we need to understand that when it comes to women football, we are the firepower. So I'm not really scared of against Tunisia. I think it'll be a profound victory. We've got quality players, Christy Uchebe, we've got Deborah Abiodun, we've got a beautiful striker there. Talking about, of course,
Alimatu
Alimatu Ayinde as well in the defense.
Jennifer
Echegine in the defense. You have the pump trash, our own new Igbo one in the female category. Michelle Alozie, Tony Payne as well. So it's a very solid team. I think we shouldn't be scared, heading to that game. I think it's a victory for Nigeria. For the group stages, I'm not really scared. It's after the group stages, then I think we get into the business end of the AFCON. Then I know that's when the problem begins. That's where our issues always is.
Well, for Coach Justin Madugu, the last time an indigenous coach went to the women's WAFCON for Nigeria. The coach won it. I think that was Coach Ucheria, who won the women WAFCON for Nigeria. But so let's bring it quickly to the fact that we go with experience. 11 debutants. It is the first time in a very long while that the Super Falcons go into
a WAFCON,
an African tournament with so many debutants. The likes of Michelle Alozie will be playing at our debut. Tosin Dimei will be playing at our debut women WAFCON. I can go on and on. Tony Payne will be playing. Tony Payne played at last edition. Echegine will be playing. Jennifer Elumisi, the goalkeeper Choma Okafor, who is just getting our first call up.
Linda Jiwako.
Linda Jiwako was national goalkeeper. That was invited.
So, debutant as well.
A lot of them are debutants, but the experienced legs. Of course, Osinachi Ohale, the hood warlord when it comes to women football. Of course, Chiamaka Nnadozie has been there with the national team. One time captain the Super Falcons, also Rashidat Ajibade. Of course, Tochiku Oluweyi, who should be our last, of course. But the big question is Asisat Oshoala. She's been out of form. Could she be a joker? Because I don't think Oshoala can start for Nigeria.
I know she may not be able to start, but I think she would start. Watching the friendly game, I think the coach will believe in her to start. You can see the fact. Apart from the fact that she's not in form, I agree. But she brings that fear factor. When the other girls say, "Oh, we're playing against the system Africa Full of the Year," there's these jitters. This rush of blood to the head. These butterflies in their stomach. That play against one of the top players in the world. So it's something that the coach can play like a joker. She may not play every other thing or be the key player, but the fact that she's there put them into panic mode, and then the other young lads can exploit. So I think she'll play a pivotal role. At experience, she will lead the team by example. Don't forget she was former captain as well, and she, like you said, she's played in so many AFCON and World Cup. So she's well traveled. Played at Barcelona, played in the WSL right now. So she understands what it means to play at the highest level. So for me, she'll be that joker. Maybe not. I don't think she should start, but again, I'm not the manager of the team. I'm not Justin Medugo. He decides what he wants to do. But again, I think she'll play a part. If Nigeria are gonna win this title there in Morocco.
Well, for its Operation Mission X for the Super Falcons of Nigeria and for Justin Madugu, like he said in an interview we had with him just before the team departed for Portugal, where they played out a goalless draw against the Portuguese women national team, where he said that he's trying to make a statement for home-based coaches back in Nigeria. If he wins, it's a win for all coaches, and to ensure that those in charge, the handlers, will continue to trust the local coaches back home. But if he fails, it means that they will not be trusting local coaches back home. Now, so let me put you on the spot for the games in the first round of the Women's African Cup of Nations, Morocco versus Zambia. Where are you going to?
I go with Morocco.
Not the Copper Queens?
No, Morocco.
You think the Moroccans have all it takes?
Exactly.
Tabitha Chiwang?
Yeah, exactly. No, Morocco has got
Tabitha Chiwang, Zambia, one of the best players on the continent.
I agree, but come on. I think Morocco, front of their home fans, and we've got a good manager as well.
Senegal versus DR Congo?
Senegal, they're on their rising.
Nigeria, Tunisia, of course.
Oh, come on. No, it's a no-brainer. Nigeria.
Algeria, Botswana.
Botswana. I think Botswana.
To upset Algeria?
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I think Botswana will do the job.
South Africa, Ghana?
South Africa to win. I think they've got a very good team and a very experienced manager.
Mali, Tanzania. Well, we wait to see how all of nonsense predictions for the first games will go. Like I want to say, let the games begin. But for the Falcons, Operation Mission X, La Decima, it's a must win. It should come home, and so that we can celebrate that beautiful trophy the CAF has just unveiled for the Women's AFCON 2025. Football Temple brought to you by Asisat Studios.